Hi, one of my co-hosts retweeted tits and ass Pochita anime girl last week, and the answer will likely not surprise you.
Listen!
Hi, I have Pochita in my freezer. Willow.
Hi, I'm Sarah, but you can call me Pochita Banana.
And welcome to Gay Friends Chainsaw Dog Sanctuary.
Podcast.
The podcast.
We're all Pochita themed.
We're all Pochita themed.
We're all Pochita themed.
I'm quite pleased with Pochita Banana, given that I came up with it about 30 seconds ago.
It was good. You did a good job.
Anyways, I'm sorry for retweeting. What was the exact phrasing? Tits on ass Pochita human art.
Tits and ass Pochita anime girl.
Gotcha. Okay. Yes, I'm sorry.
You're not sorry.
I'm not. I was doing very big air quotes around it.
I can't believe we're sexualizing hot dogs now.
Where have you been?
God.
We watched 2 episodes of an anime.
We watched 2 episodes of hit anime Chainsawman, and I've also gone back to my reread of the hit manga Chainsawman.
No, that's my bit.
Anyways, we pick up where the last episode left off, pretty much exactly, and they are in trouble.
Even the Denji gets in trouble.
Even the Denji gets in trouble.
Yeah. I can't believe she's giving him responsibilities already. He's never been in charge of another person at all, ever.
He has struggled with being in charge with himself. By she, you're referring to Makima, who's like, hey, a civilian devil hunter, which is a thing that exists, like, if they have a guy they're going after, and...
If they have a guy they're going after, and you fucking come in and just, like, hit the fucking...
And you just snatch him, you're not allowed to, and they can arrest you.
No copping kills.
No KSing!
No KSing. Do not kill steal. And Power gets really freaked out and is like, Denji told me to kill this guy.
He commanded me to seal this boo-boo bear within the earth. He referred to me as a psionic warrior and instructed me.
Like, she's giving me big little sister energy right now, just in terms of character type. There's also, like, a lot of shots of Makima's eyes during this initial scene.
Makima is drawn extremely well in this scene.
Yeah. There's also, like, a 10-second shot where Denji and Power are arguing, and it is just entirely from, like, the camera's positioned directly behind Makima's dumper on the bench.
Yeah, it's just from the ass point of view.
Yeah.
Power's like, he told me to do it, and Denji's like, oh, so we're telling lies online now. We're telling lies on the internet? And they get into a big Among Us fight.
God. But no, circling back to the eyes for a second, like, it's hard not to notice, but the color scheme of her eyeballs are the same as Makima's eyeballs are the same as Power's, so I'm like, is she a devil?
Interesting theory.
Is she? Like, there's no way they're just zooming in on the eyes so frequently for fun. She has nice eyeballs, though, so sweet.
The thing is that, okay, I have to say this, but Makima has fucking, like, millennial hypno-fetishist ass eyes. Like, she has fucking Jungle Book eyes, which is very funny to me.
Yeah. I don't think that's incidental.
Crazy.
Fujimoto was cranking it to the fucking. Fujimoto was cranking it to the Jungle Boy. Like, listen, Bagheera is there. Can you blame him?
Oh man.
Blue, that big fucking 400 pounds of lovable man, or however much a bear weighs. How much does a bear weigh?
It depends on the bear.
Yeah, it depends on the bear. I think he's like grizzly size, so he's up there.
400 to 1,200 pounds. Very wide range.
Yeah. That is it depends on the bear.
Depends on the bear.
Depends on the bear. Yeah.
Depends on the harvest. And she's like, hey, can you shut the fuck up?
I really love the fucked up thing that she's doing with her hand as she does this, where it's like, cause like there's that shot in the, I'm pretty sure it's in the LP, it might be in one of the EDs, but like where she's doing like the fucking like making a picture frame with her index finger and her thumb on both hands. Yeah. And I think it's just like, it feels like a little bit like that, whatever she's doing with like this is one half of like when kids in school would like show you that they can spell like, they can spell blood with their hands.
What?
you know.
No, I understand.
Like
I understand.
What?
Yeah. You know, like how you would spell blood with your hands all the time in grade school.
Yeah.
This is an experience that I've definitely had.
Well, I guess it also, like, dates back to before kids in school, because, like, it is, like, you know, the Bloods, as in, the Crips and but, like...
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yes.
I remember now. I remember it as a gang sign. I do not remember kids in grade school doing this.
Everyone in my class was, like, making it all the time, but I was making snakes with my hands instead.
But yeah, so Denji and Power need to be put in the get along shirt.
Yeah, they get put in the get along shirt. Makima's like, Power, you gotta be less reckless. Denji, you gotta keep a better eye on her. He's like, why do I have to do that?
Yeah, he shouldn't have to do that. Come on, he's just new at life.
It's like when you're babysitting kids.
He was born. Listen, he's only 2 weeks old, and he's just a little guy, and it's his birthday. You have to be nice to him.
And it's his birthday.
You have to be so nice.
So, what next shot is like them in the vending machine alleyway, right?
Yeah, it cuts immediately to them just getting some drinks at a vending machine hours later, because it's after dark.
The Fushiguro Megami Memorial vending machine that Toto killed him in front of.
Initially, I was like, wow, Denji's getting some character growth. He's not prioritizing tits for a second. He's actually listening. Amazing. No,
he's like, and the tits?
And the tits? Yeah, Denji gets a drink and Power just has, like, her face mushed up against the vending machine and does not buy anything.
I love her so much.
Sometimes you just want to look at the selection.
I don't even know if she's looking at the selection.
Really
I think she's
close.
just looking at the light like a moth.
Well, you know. Yeah.
There's also a shot of her in this week's ending doing the exact same thing, so I do think she just has a hobby of looking at fluorescent lights.
I mean, who among us, right? Like, listen, we can outthrow stones.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, Power's staring into the fucking fluorescent vending machine light like some kind of insect, and a cat comes up, and Denji's talking about, like, boy OS, why did I have to get seated with such a shitty devil partner? She's so mean to me, and she's so fucking stupid, and she lies all the time, and I just want to touch some boobs. And Power goes on this whole thing, like, humans are fucking stupid.
Yeah, she reveals that she is racist against both humans and devils.
Yeah, I hate humans, but that's okay, because all devils hate humans, and also I hate devils as well. I only like cats. Also, my cat got kidnapped by a devil, and I am really upset, and I don't care about anything because he's gone, and I would do whatever to get him back.
Yeah.
And Denji's like, that's really stupid.
But if it was a dog, I might give a shit.
It's really stupid to feel that way about a cat.
I would feel that way about a dog, though.
Yeah. Before that, he's like, that's way stupider than wanting to touch some boobs. And there's like a really long pause, and he's like, well, I would feel... Tries to have his get-along shirt on and, like, level with her. Is like, oh, I guess I get it if it was, like, a dog. And she's like, you really want to touch boobs that bad? He's like, yeah. She's like...
Titties for kitties.
She's like, also, it's really cute. She's holding the little cat that walked up and, like, giving it some pets.
Yeah.
It's really, really cute.
Yeah.
She's like, well, you can touch my boobs if you get my cat back. And he gets really serious all of a sudden, like, oh, that devil's so bad. Oh, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get your cat back.
I'm gonna kill him. And it's
oh, I'm gonna kill him.
I love the way that it's, like, entirely intercut with Power going like, oh, ah.
God.
But I just enjoy Power doing, like, the fucking, that video of the Boston Terrier getting its belly tickled noises every time that Denji just, like, starts yelling about the devil. It's like, then we get the OP.
Still a banger.
Still a bop.
Yeah. I noticed something in the OP that I can talk about now, which is that the OP ends with Denji and Power hitting the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and then Aki like rolling his eyes and looking at the camera, and then he does the con hands. Yeah, I didn't catch that until the.
Oh, I did. I was like the whole time. I'm like, when I first saw that clip before I watched the episode, like that clip from the OP. I saw him do it, and I was like, "Oh, they cut out Kon coming out and eating everybody," and then I was like, "Oh, they don't actually have it in the OP."
Yeah, he eats the cameraman. Someone's Kon to eat the cameraman.
Do not post this cringe compilation online. Under no circumstances.
Oh God, how powerful would the cringe devil be?
Oh God.
Oh no.
I don't want to talk about the nature of cringe on the podcast.
Ultimately, it doesn't matter.
It's true.
Yeah.
Sorry, Aki, you're going to this cringe compilation. It's good for you.
We are posting his ass on TikTok. They're beating his ass in the quote retweets.
Okay.
Denji signs Power out of the office.
Like a class pet.
Like a library book.
And they're like, all right, you gotta have her back at 5. And they get on a little streetcar, and they're just kind of they're chilling a respectable distance away from each other.
2 bros chilling in a hot tub.
5 feet apart.
Not because because they're well. I don't think Power knows what sexuality is, and I think if she did, she would say it was stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she really only kind of knows anything through osmosis.
Yeah.
The same way that Denji does, except less. But Denji's like, yeah, it must suck losing your little guy. I had a pet devil, and he went away, but he's in my heart now, and it's okay because he's still with me. And Power's like, wow, that's really stupid. When people say that, that means that somebody's dead. He doesn't exist in your heart. He's gone. And Denji's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he stares at her tits first and is like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, like aside from that, I do think he is genuinely trying to, like, at least be civil with her.
He's really trying.
He's really trying to have his get along shirt on.
But also, I want to believe that he's telling the truth, and one day he'll just yank on his little thing too hard, and Pochita will pop out, fully formed, alive, happy. And then Denji will die, but whatever.
It's fine.
It's fine, Pochita's alive.
Then they show up at a house that I've definitely driven by multiple times back in Rochester. Like, this looks like a fucking...
You're so
like
right.
one of the giant shitty houses that probably nobody lives in.
Do you remember? Do you remember that fucking house that I lived in back when I lived in Greece? Back the first time I moved out of my parents' house, like up in Greece. Remember that house that I lived in?
Yes.
That was where the Bat Devil lives.
That's where the Bat Devil lives. Yeah. So
I like it. I think it's a little bit of a fixer-upper. It needs some work, maybe some plants on the porch, a little seating area. But otherwise, I think it could go very far. I love the blood trail going up right to the door. I think that's very, very chic, very in.
Well, the blood trail is because when Denji and Power walk up, she's like, oh, by the way, I was lying to you, and bonks him over the head super hard with her blood hammer, and drags him into the house bleeding from the head.
One time I did actually smack someone over the head with not a hammer but a frying pan, and it made a similar sound.
Yeah, it was a really good bonk noise.
It was a great thunk.
A bonk.
Yeah.
So before we get to this, we do have the scene of Makima meeting with that panel of old dudes who are just like, oh, the Soviets, the Soviets, because the Soviets exist, by the way.
Yes.
Still, USSR exists.
Yeah.
As well, there's like, okay, give us a status report. And she's like, I have one puppy that's good, and I have one puppy that's silly. And then Aki's just he's outside the door listening, and he's her driver. He takes her home, and he's just unprompted is Denji is kind of fail and sucks shit to me. Why do you think he's quote unquote nice with it? Why do you post Silly Puppy Sunday about him?
He sucks and I hate him.
Yeah. And then we get the thing that we talked about last episode where it's devils are powerful because of the amount of people that fear them, and Denji can turn into a chainsaw devil, and chainsaws are pretty scary. And she also says that I think a coffee devil would not be very scary.
Would not be very scary, yeah.
I have to disagree because I think that, coffee scares me sometimes. I know A, of all, work in coffee for a year, but B, of all, what if coffee makes me shit my doo-doo ass during a presentation? I have a presentation at the end of the month. or at the end of the semester in front of, like, the whole faculty, like, whoever's going to be in attendance at least. The entire faculty has been invited to this at the department on my campus. But, like, what if I shit my doo-doo ass because of coffee while I'm talking about idempotence?
But are you afraid of the coffee, or are you afraid of shitting yourself in public?
I'm afraid of shitting myself in public, which has been induced by the coffee. I would not be afraid of shitting myself in public were coffee not involved in the equation. Like, if I go up there and I'm just, like, going off, like, some fucking Monster Energy, I'm not worried about fucking, like, I'm not worried about, like, shooting diarrhea down my leg.
But yeah, I think it was very efficient exposition,
yes.
A good recap, while not dragging it on or belaboring the point, and still providing that refresher in case, maybe you got a little bit distracted during the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, it expands on the fact that, like, yes, while devils are, like, a thing that everybody knows about, the fact that the Devil Hunters Association uses them, like, as friendlies in their teams is kind of a national secret, because other countries do not know about this whatsoever, and, like, not every team uses them, but, yeah, other countries don't know about this. So it's gotta be a secret, a little bit. We don't want them ending up on TV or anything. Yeah. It's a secret.
But yeah, we get Denji and Power talking, and there was a translation in the manga that I just got particularly attached to that comes from the scene where Denji is like, "Oh, I sure hope I don't have to go chainsaws." And in this, the subtitle is, "I hope I don't have to chainsaw out," which that's. As far as a replacement goes, I'll take it, but I really want him to say go chainsaws. I loved it
when he totally chainsawed all over those guys.
I want him to say go chainsaws.
Go chainsaws is really fucking funny.
It is.
Power's like, chainsaws? He's like, yeah, I could turn into chainsaws. She's like, that's not that much of a funny joke. He's like, yeah, alright.
Just like he just like does the, like he's fucking like he's doing George Costanza's Serenity now, except for it's just like power titties instead.
Titties now, boobs in my mouth, please, 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 please. You're nothing to me. Yeah, so she knocks him out and drags him into the Lake Ontario McMansion, yes. Abandoned.
God, great framing. Great framing on
it. Is really good framing. I almost feel like the shot of her, like, pulling him into the completely black doorway and closing the door is another movie reference. Because it's, like, right on the tip of my tongue, but I cannot remember for the life of me if that's actually the case.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. I feel like, there's only so many ways you can frame that kind of shot.
That's true as well.
Yeah.
Every single time, it's definitely not a reference to this, but now at this point, every single time a character just like walks into a completely dark room or entrance or anything, I just think of Barry because Barry has that.
Barry the Show?
Yeah, Barry the Show with Bill Hader. Yeah,
Bill Hader.
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
It's really good, actually.
I've heard this. The more people on Tumblr talk about Bill Hader, the less I want to watch things that he's in. They got insane about him for a little bit.
I forgot about that. Darcy Carter.
Oh, you forgot about the Bill Hader baby girl on Tumblr era? That was only like 2 years ago.
Listen, to me, Bill Hader is like a niche guy to be horny about because I have one friend who is deeply horny about him, and I know nobody else who like wants to anything else just like does not like pick up the radar for me. Because like the thing is, this friend is also just into other like relatively esoteric like kinds of guys, like fucking John Oliver's character on Community. I think was one. John Oliver in general, also.
Yeah.
And I love this friend dearly, but like anytime that this friend is like really horny for a dude, I just like write that off as like this is a niche horny. This is not like a wide-reaching one.
I have a horrible time with names, so
Willow just pulled him up on Ecosia. Just did a little image search.
This guy.
It's mostly because of the second It movie, because he plays the adult boy who everybody ships with the other boy who is gay. So they went insane about him, and a bunch of people watched a bunch of stuff that he was in, including Barry, and they somebody who actually recently released New York Times best-selling novel claims to have created a Bill Hader tulpa.
Okay.
Listen, It brightens my day to know that My Little Pony tulpas were neither the end nor the beginning of that, and that they have existed that like fandom tulpas have existed in perpetuity since, and
it's still
up to
fucking going on. The Bat Devil is here. Power is like, hey, I brought you a human, so that was our deal, and give me my cat back. And the Bat Devil, which we don't really see clearly, like reaches down with a real big hand, picks Denji up, cracks him like a crab leg, and drinks all of the blood out of his body.
Capri-Sun.
Yeah, juices him like a fucking Capri-Sun. Is like, hey, this is fucking disgusting. Because his arm got chopped off by a devil hunter, which is why he needed Power to bring him a human.
But yeah, the bat is a lot buffer than I thought.
That fucking Capra demon looking ass.
Yeah, Bat Demon. We'll talk about this later because one of our audience questions is about him. So I'll keep it as minimum as possible. But Bat Devil looks like my favorite Pokemon, which is Swoobat. But if a gay man who's really into Bara,
I was gonna say
and draw Swoobat. Like it's the same like color scheme and everything.
I'm just googling Bara Swoobat Gajinka, but all the Swoobat Gajinkas I can find are twinks.
Yeah, they're cute. Bat Devil juices Denji like a fucking Capri-Sun. Grows his arm back and is like, that's fucking disgusting. You made me drink nasty blood. Busts out through the ceiling and is like, I have to go drink a child.
God, no.
I just love the thing of just like early on antagonists just threatening to eat a child. Like the only two instances that come to mind to me for this, I don't have anything else to pull from, but they love to do this because Sukuna in Jujutsu Kaisen episode 1 he's like, oh fuck, I'm gonna go drink eat all the virgins and kill everyone, haha. And then also fucking Goki from Yu Yu Hakusho, which is the guy who's in the when Kurama and Hiei first show up, like he's the third guy who's with them. He's like, I'm gonna eat a lot of children's souls, and then he gets his ass handed to him by Yusuke.
Yeah, it's like it's early shonen where it's like, well, you have to. This guy is bad because he wants to eat a bunch of high school girls and then eat a really buff guy and then eat a pregnant woman for dessert.
Yeah,
don't need to be more complex than that.
He doesn't eat Denji. He just juices him like a Capri-Sun and throws him on the floor. And like we get this like really like spotlight on Power standing there. She's like, wow, why the fuck did you believe me? You're really fucking stupid.
Humans are foolish and cringe.
Not funny. Did not laugh. And and she goes, okay, all right, Bat Devil, before you go eat a baby and then a high school girl and then a really buff guy and then a pregnant woman in that order, I brought you a human, so give me my cat back. And he's like, okay, well, he was gross, so I'm actually going to eat your cat. And he just picks up Meowie, who is a sweet little chumby guy
in a fucking bird cage. Yes.
And swallows the bird cage whole, and Power gets a flashback to being I talked about last episode how, like, Denji is basically a feral child who's been living in the moss. Power was actually a feral child living in the moss. Yes. She is, like, in her flashback, she is butt-ass nude, covered in dirt.
Bare-ass, booty-ass, butt-ass, naked, hand slap, mud slap.
Norman Reedus, booty-ass, butt-ass slap, mud cheeks. Running around in the forest, decapitating animals and slurping their blood.
She's like the white Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
Honestly?
I'm sorry, wait, is Ozzy Osbourne not white?
No, no, he is, but, you know.
She's like if Ozzy Osbourne was a girl. Was a hashtag girl.
Honestly, lifestyle goals? Like, why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Just run around naked. Fuck
yeah, she's like, I'm gonna name you Meowie, and then I'm gonna eat you, but I have to fatten you up because you're skinny and shitty. And Meowie is like, you know, basically what you would see as a stray cat. He's very thin.
Very upsetting.
And we get, you know, a little montage as she like goes to a field with some cows, milks a cow, gives Meowie a little saucer of milk, kills the cow and drinks its blood while he's eating.
Delicious.
She's like, I love you so much. And they're on a little like rooftop, and she's just like relaxing and looking at the stars. And he's all chumby now. He climbs up and gets on her chest and becomes a little bread loaf. She's like,
my notes say, "Oh, to be a girl with horns lounging naked on a rooftop with a kitty on my titties."
Yeah, little kitty. I think my notes are just like, oh, kitty moment.
Kitty moment.
Kitty moment. But she's like, everybody who ever saw me or met my eyes specifically got scared, and I killed them. So it's really weird for somebody to like hang out with me and not run away screaming. And she's like, maybe having it goes to like her point of view, and she like can see Meowie on her chest, and she's looking up at the stars, and it gets real blurry, and I'm like, oh my god, she's crying. And then Bat Devil is like, hey, Blood Devil, I need blood.
the skeleton appears and takes Meowie.
The skeleton appears. Takes Meowie. He's like, bring me a human and you can have him back.
Then we come back to we cut back to present day, and Power
in the dark.
Power like looks at Denji as Bat Devil is like grabbing her, and what does she say to him?
She says, "You said before that you couldn't pet Pochita anymore, and it made you sad. And I think I understand that now." And she does not say or do anything else. Bat Devil just picks her up and swallows her whole.
Just slides her down. The fucking like puffy ass sneakers sliding down the gullet is very funny to me.
It is really funny. She doesn't fight back at all. She just kind of
she just lets herself get softboard.
Yeah, Bat Devil's like, all right, I'm out of here, and lifts off.
God, the Bat Devil, I hate his toenails. Get him a pedicure, please. Please, they're so nasty. They're so nasty. They don't even look like claws. They look like just really long human toenails.
We'll get into this later. We have a question about him and our thoughts on him, so we'll address it when we get to questions.
Okay. I am very glad that Power took care of her kitty.
Yeah, it's really sweet.
It is really sweet.
They play, I talked about Denji and Pochita's sad piano that's going to come back and punch me in the face at some point later. Yeah. And for the Meowie flashback, they play this really slow, distorting synth that's also very, very evocative. I'm like, oh shit, no. Yeah. I think I actually cried a little bit when I watched it the first time. I was like,
very understandable.
But Denji has a moment that's like, this is a scene that I forgot about. Denji's like, one time I couldn't find Pochita, and I got scared that a devil ate him, and I ran around looking for him all day, and I was so upset, and I was crying, and I went home, and he was home, and he was also crying.
It's the cutest fucking Pochita I've ever seen. Literally just a baby
animal.
animal.
World, he's just a little baby animal. He's just like, I was so relieved that I just hugged him and we both fell asleep immediately.
And Pochita's the size of Denji at that time.
Yeah, because this is when Denji was still a baby.
He's just 2 inches tall.
And he's like. And I can't imagine how she must have felt trying to go to sleep knowing that Meowie was out there and that devil had him.
Empathy.
Yeah, the Bat Devil takes off and he's like, yes, I'm gonna go eat all these people now to get the gross taste out of my mouth because I just drank gross boy blood and then I also just ate Power, so it's gross. And he's like, and I'm gonna do all this stuff. And then he looks down and Denji has latched onto his leg with his teeth and is slurping him back.
I'm glad Denji has those spiky teeth that,
yeah,
you know that for a sense.
You know he chomped.
He sucked him good and hard through his external layer of fur
and muscle. Does somebody else want to say the line that Denji says here so I can make a good joke?
Yeah, so fucking Denji says, "Give me my tits back."
Me when I'm detransitioning.
That was a good joke.
Thank you. Anyway, and he goes chainsaws.
Chainsaw.
it's just a big fucking good looking fight scene. Just it looks very delicious.
Yeah, like, before they go into the actual fight, there's a cutaway to a very mundane scene with an office worker.
Yes.
High school girl. She had to stay late to, like, work on some stuff.
She has very cute notebooks. And then her ship blow up.
Yeah, they crash into the, like, top floor of this high school.
She's not getting her homework in on time,
no.
I don't think. That's fine, though. The fight itself, again, great animation. Really didn't notice any CGI at this point until, later on when his shirt come off or shirt open.
Yeah, it's just I was just drinking it in, enjoying the fight.
Yeah.
It's a really fun fight. Denji punches through Bat Devil's face with chainsaw.
Yeah.
And, like, the high school girl that we mentioned, he does tell her to get the fuck out, and she gets the fuck out.
Yeah.
And then there's, like, a guy and his kid, and he's like, hey, get the fuck out. And Bat Devil is like, oh, you're saving humans. Even though you're a devil, I'm gonna pick up a car with a guy in it and throw it at you. And Denji's like, I don't want to save a guy. And, like, grabs the car to, like, throw it back, and the guy happens to fall out. And,
I also love Denji's, because Denji catches the car, like, the chainsaws go back into his arms, and he's incredulous at the fact that they retract. Like, he did not know that was going to happen. He was ready to just fucking slice through this thing hamburger style.
Yeah. But yeah, he throws this car, guy gets out, he throws it back at the Bat Devil. The whole time, he's just getting extremely incensed that he hasn't been able to touch a boob yet. At one point, the Bat Devil is like, the Bat Devil whips out his fucking proboscis.
Fucking, I hate the prolapse.
I hate the proboscis.
Yeah, he pink socks his face.
Yeah, and does a
big blast.
An echolocation attack, and is like, that should have done it, and...
He does a beast blast.
Beast blast.
Beast blast.
And Denji's still okay, and he's like, why are you still alive? And is, like, really freaked out, and gets, like, actually, like, really, like, scared. Mm-hmm. And, like, just, like, trying to get away, picks up a rock and, like, throws it at him.
It really makes me wonder, like, as things go on and Denji builds up more of a reputation and becomes a known killer of demons, like, if the lower level demons, by fearing him, will contribute to his power.
That's crazy. Anyway, Denji turns him into Salad Julienne.
And then I fucking love this because in the manga, when in this climactic fucking Denji like stunting through the Bat Devil here, like there's this like really really good like panel break that's like outlined by like as though a chainsaw had cut through the panel, like as though the chainsaw had cut through the page. And I think the way that they do that in the show, like they have like this torn up, like the screen goes black and this like torn up white line cuts through the screen as though again it is like slicing through the screen itself. And I think it's just like a really neat adaptation because I think that so much of Chainsawman as a manga's strength comes like I think it's a great story, there's great characters, great art and everything, but I think a really unsung hero of it is Fujimoto's paneling, their composition, like everything. And
yeah, the paneling is fucking crazy.
Yeah, and the first two episodes, I'd been left a little bit wanting because in terms of how they were going to like consider that an adaptation. Because like obviously you can like when it comes to a manga, when it comes to like a panel of a manga, a reader can like focus on that for any amount of time. But when it comes to an animated show, like you can't like have you can like a shot ends after like 4 seconds or whatever, however long the shot lasts. Yeah. And it's like you cannot create those organic pauses that come about, and it's just the nature of the medium thing. But I was very curious how they were going to transcribe some of the other stuff, like because of just what Fujimoto does. And I think they did a good job with this. These episodes were like very, very good for that. I think the one of like that like mildly fisheye lens of Denji and Power sitting apart on the train, where it's like the camera angle is like slightly elevated. I think that just like was a really good out because I think that panel just like looks very good in the original manga. And I think it's just a lot of really good adaptational choices for the format. I think they've done some really good transposition here because it's. These things are not going. These things, manga and anime will never be isomorphic. No, I cannot fucking talk about isomorphisms. I cannot fucking talk about math. I'm sorry. fuck. God damn it. I can't talk about math. I cannot alienate the listener base like that.
But yeah, a lot of people have said something along these lines, but mostly about the part with, like, Makima and Aki in the car, how they were like, I think they did a really good job of, like, animating the classic Fujimoto panel pause. Because in that car scene, she's, like, legitimately silent for almost a full minute before she says something after Aki is like, why do you think Denji is a good idea? He sucks. There is a lot of, like, really good, like, quiet beats throughout.
Yeah, I just think they've done, they have shored up on the areas that I was a little bit unsure of after those first 2 episodes. Like, and of course I did love those first 2 episodes, but there was just a little bit where I was like, alright, this is good, but what are you going to do about the rest? So I've got a bit more confidence going forward. There is a specific, I'm very, very curious about how, if at all, there's, I'm not going to go very into details here, but, I'm trying to think of a way to refer to this in a way that Ash will know what I'm talking about, but Willow will not. There is just like a panel where like an arm is just extending from like the border of the panel as though it is like actually like like it is not like it is not like being cut off by the edge of the panel. It is literally like stretching out from the edge of the panel itself. Ooh. And I'm very interested in how they're going to do that, if at all. There's another instance of this where like I was rereading and when Aki first shows up and does Kon for the first time, like his hand is like on the margins of the panel, on the margins of the page, and I'm just curious if at all they're going to do that. But again, all this to say, it looked good.
It did look good. We get this week's or that week's ending, which is the fucking maximum the hormone ending, which had me like
the best.
Thrashing,
the best.
Fucking pogging hard. That's what I was here for. It's a really fucking good end. It's an absolute banger.
I love the animation too. Like,
the animation is super good.
It really fits the song well. Like, and it has that kind of grittiness that I really would want in terms of like matching Maximum the Hormone style.
Yeah.
Like, 10 out of 10.
And the juxtaposition with like the part where it gets just like like the animation style juxtaposition when it like goes from being very loud and Maximum the Hormone E to being very like soft and again Maximum the Hormone E. They're not
Maximum the Hormone interlude where they get the female vocalist to do something.
Yeah.
We get another fucking biblical Makima image, which I'm sure is fine.
It's completely
that's normal.
It's completely normal, but I just like because like the animation style completely changes up to be like biblical in nature. Like it just looks very different, and then I just think it's very cool. I like the it.
I love the it. I like that they give like. Speaking of leaving room for con, there's like 2 whole parts where they just go like con, and that's just it for like a second, and it leaves like really great space.
Yes.
And I love it. It's very well done. I like it a lot. So we start the next episode with Power juicing a sparrow like a fucking Capri Sun.
Again.
I think my note verbatim was my baby girl slurping a sparrow like a juice box.
And I was like, yay, sparrows. Aw, sparrows.
We get another Meowie flashback.
I do love that Power is consistent with taking off the head of her prey.
Yeah, she always cuts the head off and slurps directly from the open jugular.
Except for the bear that she cut in half directly in the middle.
Well, I think she cut it into 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she got the head and then she also cut it in half.
Yeah. She always gets the head at some point.
Yeah.
God, being a farmer must suck. Like, just your one cow, for no reason, beheaded, drained of blood.
Chopped into chunks.
Why? What happened? There's not an animal that does that, I don't think. Besides my cat Frog.
There's one animal that does it, and her name is Power.
Yes.
That's true.
The fucked up feral child out in the moss. This is not something that happens in the manga. Well, I mean, the flashback does, but the anime has a little shot of, like, she's walking down, like, a forest path with like a bear head under her arm, probably, and Meowie, like, jumps up on her shoulders.
Being very cute.
It's very cute.
Little kitty cat.
Little kitty cat cute moment. And she's like, I love blood. It's super great. I like the taste. I like the taste. And she's like, but like I think part of it is also because it feels warm and nice and
Kitty.
She's cuddling Kitty.
She's petting Kitty.
Warm, soft
Kitty.
moment.
And she like is running after he gets taken. She's just running down some road to try to find a human. And she's like, why am I doing this? It's just a cat. No life matters more than anyone else's. Everybody fucking sucks. Why am I doing this? Like, why am I trying to find a human?
Love
this is just real stupid.
This is just what Kitty does to an MF.
This is exactly what Kitty does to
This is what pussy does to a motherfucker.
She got toxoplasmosis.
We have another, like, this flashback ends with, like, another great set of panels that I think they adapted really well, where, Power is just, like, holding Meowie very close, and then, like, she, like, blinks, we get, like, her POV, and she, like, blinks her eyes and opens them, and then Denji is there, and we cut out to, like, her and Meowie in, like, the same, like, same angle, same pose, but it's just like in a field of intestines, which I guess
just a pile of viscera.
The Bat Devil just had nothing but intestines going on in there.
God,
and yet somehow they did not get digested.
Well, they were all surrounding her. It was never it would be as though like it would be as though like you stood in the middle of one of those fucking like Windows pipe screensavers, and you are never in the pipe. You are just surrounded by them.
That's all he had going on in there. His Windows pipe screensaver.
He was made of meat in the same way that like the Final Destination characters are, where they are just like there's no bones. It's just a sack of flesh and muscle that is animated in some capacity.
He quite literally exploded into chunks.
Yes, he did. He's a fucking Mortal Kombat character. You could like uppercut fatality him and 3 skulls would come out.
To be fair, though, I believe, and I might be wrong, but I think I'm right. I believe that a human body contains about 20 feet of intestines alone.
That sounds about right.
So, you know,
it's a lot of intestine. Yeah. Like in Annihilation, where they have the video of them like doing amateur gut surgery on that guy, and they're just pulling out intestine for like a really, really, really long time.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but
yeah,
I think maybe not this much.
I mean, he big.
But it was all intestine.
It was literally there is no sign of any other type of viscera. It's just all intestine.
I think I saw like a really small kidney in there.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
I don't know. There was something more purple than the rest.
That's true. Yeah, I think there was an other organ. One. That's okay. You only need the one.
Yeah.
Sarah, you said you liked the adaptation from the panels.
Yeah.
I also liked it. I just looked at those panels and I was like, it's a little more tender in the manga.
Oh yeah, no, I
because like in the anime, like she wakes up and like then she's like, oh, I'm in a big pool of viscera, and like Denji like lifts her up out of it, kind of, and it just kind of looks like whatever. But in the manga, it's like she wakes up and he's like already holding her, and they're like really close, and it's just it just looks like a really sweet moment.
Yeah.
It's not that sweet of a moment because she's like, "Why did you save me?" And
he's so tired he can't even. He's so tired that he's nonverbal, and he just like points at her tits and just does a honk gesture,
just a little grabby.
Yeah.
And she's like, you are so fucking stupid.
He is so stupid.
Yeah,
but she says it in the exact same way that she said that about herself for
such a foolish reason.
Cat. So yeah, and
she says, yeah, you can excuse him. But he goes, yippee!
Yeah, she's like, okay, you did it. So you can do it. And he hits the yippee harder than anyone has ever hit the yippee because his arm explodes off at the middle.
Yep.
The transition between joy and screaming was really well done.
It's so fucking funny. It was a great performance.
He hits the world's first yippee! But yeah, then the fucking the penis worm devil rolls into town.
God,
oh my god!
I'm going to be fucking real with you. I forgot about the leech devil until she showed up on the screen.
Literally.
I was like, oh, his arm exploded off. What is...
Like,
what are we...
no!
I
remembered watching episode... I remember, like, last week I watched episode 3 and I was like, what happens next in this? Because I remember this is where Kong shows up, but this is the end of this fight. What else is it? And then I pulled the manga and I'm like, oh, the fucking penis snake devil.
I didn't even pull up the manga until today, so I literally was just waiting until this week, and I'm like, I don't remember what happens to make Kong show up. Anyway,
it looks like
and then this happened, and I was like,
fuck! Guest appearance from Heidi Klum right here. Just...
Heidi Klum worm Halloween costume looked fucking sick. I know everybody talks about it, but it looks really
well done.
Fucking good.
Like the makeup, yeah. Oh man, but no, like I didn't parse her as a leech.
At
all.
Genuinely, this is such a nothing fight to me. Like in the manga, it literally wraps up within a chapter.
Yeah,
they made this motherfucker long.
They stretched it way out, which was really unpleasant because I don't like her.
She's got like fucking rows of tits, like a dog.
Yeah,
and then there's also like penises hanging off of them.
Fucking nipple suspenders. Yeah, like and they're all saggy and
I feel like
bad.
Like it kind of fits with the character design for her, but also like I feel like that belongs to a different fear, and also like she's
I think you're combining some stuff there. Yeah. Also, she has human teeth, which is weird.
Yeah,
but
she also has just like regular hair.
Yeah. I didn't parse her as the leech devil because again this is such a nothing fucking encounter to me that I completely forgot she existed.
I thought she was the worm devil.
I literally my note says, oh god, I forgot about the fucking worm nightmare devil.
Like with leeches you expect a lot more teeth.
And like a different mouth. She has like a human mouth with lips and
she looks like fucking from Mystery Science Theater, the purple robot. Actually no, okay, let's go for a poll that I know the two of you get. She looks like the fucking the two people fucking in silhouette with like the Tumblr posts like I have died every night waiting for you that someone
She just kind of looked like that. I was mostly thinking about Audrey from Little Shop.
Yes. Okay,
but with human teeth.
And
a wig.
For Willow's sake, here is the image I am referencing.
Yes. Here.
I have died every day waiting for you.
Yep.
Kind of, except her eyes aren't visible and she's wearing a wig.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too far into this fight because I hate it and I hate her and like
it's really well animated.
It is really well animated and the choreography is good. She's like, man, you killed my fucking boyfriend. I just found him and you fucking killed him. My beautiful baddie baddie boyfriend, my cute baddie boyfriend. You killed him. And then she's like, well, I guess you're kind of cute though to Denji. And she's like, well, I might let you go because you're so cute. It's fine. And he's like, okay. And what about Power and Meowie? And she's like, oh, I'm definitely gonna kill them though. And he's like, oh, fine. And then he squares up,
dukes up. Yep, that stance is unbeatable.
Stances up, pulls his chainsaw, and like a little like Pochita chainsaw comes out of his forehead.
He gets a little half.
Yeah, he gets a little. He's like, oh, I guess I'm out of blood. The chainsaws aren't coming out.
Yeah.
And so they fight, and she's like, it sucks that you killed. Like through the whole time, like Denji's just getting the absolute fuck beat out of him constantly. Like, you know that scene in Men in Black 2. Where there's a bunch of those like really big, weird like PVC pipes. I
have seen that movie so many times, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Will Smith lands in this big fucking pile of PVC pipes and is struggling to get out of them, and they keep like whipping up and slapping him in the face. It kind of feels like that.
Yes.
But like
she also calls Leech Devil also calls Denji a little pupper.
Yeah, she calls him a puppy a lot. Like everybody refers to him as like a dog or they translate it as pupper, which is
a heckin' doggo,
a little googie,
a poopy dog.
We can't do this bit again.
No, I was thinking about it the entire episode.
We already used it. through this episode and like the last episode as well, I think that like I noticed that Denji's like ability to dodge and general like fight choreography has gotten much better from when he was first like beating the shit out
when
of
he was
devils.
just standing there and when he was just standing there and fucking Zangief lariating with the chainsaws out.
Yeah,
this but also like he runs up the leech devil's arm at one point and is like dodging her other tendrils, which are her other big like PVC pipes trying to whip him, and he jumps off of one and does a fucking triple axel. He does a triple axel in skating, like the one where you kick off the ice and you do like three turns and then you land.
Maybe that's his true calling. Yuri on Ice season 2.
Oh my fucking! If you put Denji in Yuri on Ice season 2, if you put what would happen if you put Denji in Yuri? Fuck all of the listener questions. Actually, what would happen? Let's stop the whole show right now. What would happen? I need to play in this space. What would happen if you put Denji in Yuri on Ice?
I genuinely think there is like a 50% chance that he would call Victor and Yuri like a homophobic slur of some variety. Like, listen, I love him, but also he is of a way. He will learn. If we put Denji as he is now in that, I think there's a 50% chance.
I think he would fall in love.
No, I think there's also a 50%. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Yeah.
I definitely think he would fall in love. My thing is that he would hate it. It would be like all of those anime that are like dancing or something, but it has like a male, like a boy protagonist.
Yeah, it's the High School Musical.
Like, yes, but like Willow was watching
was it
ballet? I think it was like a ballet, but like it was a boy protagonist, and he was like really good at it, and he really wanted to do it when he was little, but he was like, well, it's not masculine and it's not cool, so I'm not going to do it. But he gets roped into it, and he really loves it, and he's really good at it. So I think it would kind of be like that situation where he would be like, well, I don't want to do this because it's stupid and fruity, and then he would be like super good at it, and everybody would be like, this is great, and he'd be like, wow, everybody's paying attention to me, so I guess I'm going to keep doing this because I'm really good at it. And then I think he would fall in love with the other Yuri, the 17-year-old Russian boy.
Because
they have the same personality.
They have the same personality.
He would hate Yuri, but he would be deeply fascinated with Pichit.
I think... Oh, yeah! Pichit is kind of out of his age range, but I think that probably... Pichit is like in his 20s.
No, I thought Pichit was baby.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he would get along with other Yuri, and maybe they would develop a connection.
Kenjiro is who I was thinking of, not Pichit. Yeah. But he would be friends with Pichit.
I haven't watched that anime in a really long time, but
like Yuri and Denji, like they hit it off. They hate each other. They're worsties, then they're besties, then they fall in love a little bit.
Yeah, there's something there.
But Denji's like, the tits though, and then
and then Yuri takes off his binder.
Yeah, and then Yuri takes off his binder, and he's like, oh, okay. Okay.
Boys also have boobs.
Okay.
And everyone on Tumblr goes fucking wild.
Yeah.
Anime of the century.
Yeah, like Blockbuster, like fucking...
1 trillion copies sold.
1 trillion copies sold, number 1 on the hit list for like 10 years. Great. Excellent.
No notes.
No notes.
No notes.
No notes. And then they kiss during the ending, and it's great, tender, and finally Denji can retire from being a demon hunter. And Aki
is he still a devil hunter in the ice skating?
Part-time.
Oh, okay. Part-time. I see. Yeah.
You can't tell me that ice skaters don't have some fear.
It's like Princess Tutu then. He's just fucking trying to ice skate in the Olympics, and fucking the communism devil busts through the ceiling.
No, it's got to be the ice skating devil or the skating blades.
The freezing to death under the ice devil.
Yes, and also like, I am so many people are afraid of skating and getting their fingers chopped off by the skates.
Is that for real?
For real,
Their fingers?
Their fingers! It's happened before, in real life.
Has it really?
Yeah.
It just seems very statistically improbable. You would have to, a lot of things would have to go wrong really quickly for that to happen.
You know how many kids fall on the ice?
Well, yeah, but like, if you see somebody fall on the ice, you just go the other way.
If I see somebody fall on the ice, I'm fucking like sprinting towards them. I'm just like dead, like, laser focused.
I'm gonna slice you! I'm gonna slice you! I'm gonna get you so bad!
No, like, genuinely, this is something like every other girl I went to elementary school.
Okay.
This might be a Canadian thing.
I just realized that this might be a Canadian specific thing because I took ice skating lessons for like 2 years. No. This is not a concern that was raised or mentioned at any time. So I guess hockey country hits different.
Yeah, in elementary school
you're all just out here trying to kill each other on the ice because anybody else who's skating with you is competition for the fucking Jays.
No, in elementary school they would just slap some skates on our feet. Doesn't matter if we knew how to skate.
Oh, it was mandatory?
And then we go.
Oh, yeah. It was mandatory.
Yeah, we would go skating with our entire class together.
All right. Nave, you're part of the podcast experience now. I need to know. Did you do ice skating like ever?
Nope.
Okay, you're from Massachusetts, and that's Massachusetts. You would say is more of a hockey town, or Boston is more of a hockey town.
Massachusetts, USA. The town of Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, USA.
But yes,
yeah, Boston's a bit of hockey.
Yeah, much more so than Rochester, you would say.
I would say so. Yeah.
Okay, but you never did ice skating.
No.
Were you ever?
I took ice skating because I wanted to.
Were you ever hypothetically afraid of the idea of someone cutting your fingers off with ice skates or something?
Now I'm afraid of it.
I don't know if you could pick up for it.
I got the whole thing.
Okay.
I got the whole thing.
Just wanted to make sure that was audible for the listeners at home. Hi, bye.
Right.
Hi. Was that Neve?
Yes, that's Neve.
Should we get Emil in here for another Canadian?
I'll ask him later. It's fine.
Yeah.
We've spent enough time on this.
Yeah.
I don't think we have.
No, I think we have.
I don't have a ton of notes for the rest of this, so I think
I was honestly going to gloss over this episode because it's a devil that or not this episode, but like this whole fight because it's a devil I don't care a lot.
Yeah, but there's the dream battle. He says he's going to murderize her.
Yeah, he says the thing about the dream battle. He's screaming about tits the whole time. She's like,
he's in a lot lot of pain. He's probably
he's literally like about to collapse at any time, honestly. But she's like, "Oh, me and Batty we had a dream to kill all the humans and eat them and take over the world, and that was maybe a stupid pipe dream and romantic, but it was a good solid like thing to believe in." And at some point, Denji's like, "And I just want to touch some fucking tits!" And she's like, "Damn, I cannot believe you killed my boyfriend, and, like, your dream is trashier than his."
Yeah, and Denji is just so tired of all these people who have grabbed titties, calling his dreams cringe and fail and such.
I guess it's like that if you've never touched a tit before.
I guess. I mean, I can't speak to it as someone who had tits for most of my life.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, deadly chainsaw accident.
You bequeathed them to me.
Yeah, I siphoned them. They just had to get them warmed up for the transfer. It took like 2 years.
Yeah.
But it's really funny because I did actually say to my surgeon, I'm like, I do not care about you making my scars look nice and tidy or anything like that. I want one big scar across the front. I want to look like I got mauled by fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Literally, my scars are going to be far less because like my scars are like going to be hidden by tit flesh flopping over them. But the doctor, the surgeon sent me home with like this bottle of like cream that will help the scars heal and make them like even less noticeable. And I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Oh, they didn't give me that.
Yeah,
my surgeon also sucked ass. Like I talked about this on my personal Twitter earlier, but today I came across like a guy's post that was like, somebody was asking him like, hey, do you have some tips about like top surgery? I have my consultation in a couple of weeks and I'm really nervous. And he was like, oh, well, it's not a big deal. Your surgeon's just going to go over, like, your insurance and, like, show you pictures of what other people's surgeries have looked like and weigh you and, like, take before pictures and, like, you know, discuss different, like, options for, like, how they're going to do it and, like, what your scars are going to look like, or, like, if you're going to be totally flat, or if you want to have a little bit of meat left on there still to make it look a little more natural, how that's going to affect your, like, your billing and, like, what that's like, and all of that stuff, and they'll go over that with you, and I'm just like, damn, my surgeon said I was too fat for this surgery, and tried to get me out the door as fast as possible. And then ghosted me until my insurance lapsed, and I had to go on fucking Cobra interim insurance.
Which is like...
Shit.
It is
because open enrollment wasn't until fucking December, because I had insurance through my workplace, but I couldn't get on it until open enrollment. So it cost an extra $2,000 for the monthly payments for Cobra, and then Cobra was like, well, we're not going to cover this anymore. And so my mom had to get on the phone with them and yell at them for half an hour straight, like, this is discrimination. They tried to bill you for like a gender-affirming surgery, and now suddenly you're saying you don't cover it, even though it's definitely covered, and you said you were going to cover it before. And then the hospital tried to bill me for $10,000 after the fact, even after all of this.
That doesn't sound very good.
Yeah. It was really bad. If you live in the Rochester area and you are thinking about getting top surgery, do not go to Dr. Cristiano with the Strong Health Network. Find somebody else. Even if it's outside of your insurance plan, do not go to him.
If you are
He's really, really bad.
If you are looking for top surgery in upstate New York, I cannot recommend the Plastic Surgery Group of Rochester enough. They worked with my insurance, and the doctor, at least the one that I saw, which is admittedly going the other direction, but the one, you know, who did the doctor
deflating.
The doctor who does the deflating over there also came very highly recommended.
What is that Davenport by any chance?
Davenport's the doctor there, yeah.
Yes, yeah. My former roommate, my friend Ferris, actually got his top surgery from Davenport.
Oh,
That's
nice.
who my therapist who wrote my letters recommended, and I was like, he's out of network for me, so I can't. So I went with the only other option, which was the worst man ever invented.
Yeah. But just to put a cap on like the fact that like they gave me like the scar reducing stuff, and I was just like, there's a lot of gender in the scar for me. I don't know, something about the fact that like some immutable evidence that I don't really want to reduce. This is a body that was forged, that was crafted. Like
for sure.
the gender to artificial as not as in fake, but as in handmade.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
big.
I love my big fat nasty scar.
I went for a checkup on Tuesday this week, and literally the instruction the doctor gave was just like, just squeeze them, like push them together, pull them apart, just get them, just move those motherfuckers around. Just try and do that every day if you can.
Touch a boob.
Limber up?
Yeah, limber up.
Touch a boob repeatedly, which is what Denji wants to do so fucking badly.
Yeah.
And he's like, everybody's looking down on me for wanting to touch a tit so fucking bad. And we're gonna have a fight right now, and if I win the fight, touching a tit is gonna be better than your dream. And how are you gonna like that?
And he's right.
Yeah,
He's right.
He goes apeshit.
Yeah.
He really does his fucking best.
Yeah.
His like fucking eyeball is like coming out of his skull a little bit near the end of it. It looks good.
She beats the fuck out of him. She hits him real hard at one point, and like he comes back up, and like one of his eyes is like hanging out of his head a little bit. It's like, Jesus, dude.
You don't get a lot of anime dealing with the effects of blunt force trauma in that way. Like, you don't get like eyeballs popping out in Naruto. You should.
No, you don't really get it in shonen, especially with the protagonist.
Yeah, especially with the protagonist.
Like, the most you get is like a nebulous like stab wound that isn't really shown super well.
And again,
because it's shonen. That's like anything worse is more in the territory of seinen.
Oh yeah, true.
But the definition, it's getting weirder every day. Like the borderline between shonen and seinen. Because they put Chainsawman in Jump.
They did,
except for one chapter.
They did.
It's still in there. Not they put one chapter in there. They didn't put a specific art in there, which I'll mention in another episode because that's one of my monikers refers to that. Anyway, Denji does his fucking bestest.
He does.
He's operating off of like a little chainsaw coming out of his forehead and absolutely nothing else. So he's just like getting as many nasty headbutts in as he can.
He's scrambling around basically on all fours again.
On all fours, except for the time that he does a triple axel.
Yeah.
And like he gets in there and like he gets a good head. Well, in the manga, I don't remember the shot exactly. I don't think he reaches in the anime, but in the manga, he does like point blank like get a headbutt in on the forehead of the Leech Devil. But at the same time, she also stabs him straight through with her big shark tongue.
Yep.
And she's like, okay, and now I'm gonna eat you. And Aki's off on the side.
Aki has an Amond moment. He says, Vagar, go. Vagar, sick balls.
I love his demon's design.
Kon!
I love Kon. I think she is so cute.
I was very interested to see that Kon is like feminine.
Yeah, the voice was not at all what I was expecting.
I was shocked because like this is not this is something that comes up in a later, like it's probably going to come up in a couple of weeks, but it's not like a huge spoiler. But Kon's whole thing is that they only contract with guys that they think are cute. And, like, not really having that gender situation and, like, having that be kind of nebulous was, like, okay. in the manga, it was like, alright, yeah, sure. But it's like, oh, well, yeah, I guess they would make Kon feminine for this. Yeah. Which is fine. Her voice is great. I do want to also talk about the voice work for Leech Devil, because while I don't like this fight and I don't like Leech Devil, her voice actor is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, really.
Like, that is a knockout performance for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of the Leech Devil's charm comes from the voice work.
The voice work, for sure.
Like, the fluidity of the animation. Like,
the
those
animation is also very
are
good.
so wiggly and wobbly.
Yeah, no, but, like, her voice work pulls, like, 90% of the weight, honestly. Like, she has one of those moments where she's calling Denji a puppy, and she's just like, oh, and you're just barking like a puppy. One. And I'm like, oh, you're so funny.
Yeah, like, I kind of want that voice actor to come back for a later role, maybe a big
I hope so. I hope they use her again.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that was way too much. That was way too much of a good performance to just throw it away in one episode. But yeah, no. Leech Devil gets chomped by Fox Devil. And she dissipates.
Yeah,
and
we meet 3 new faces, and my notes say, "Hi Himeno, hi Kobeni, hello Arai."
Thank God you remember his name. I was like, yeah, the besties are here. Aki, Kobeni, Himeno, the other one.
Yeah.
That guy!
Alright.
Those people from the opening. Wow!
Yeah, people from the opening. The besties are here. Aki's like, alright, you and Power need to be debriefed. Kobeni and Arai, you cleaned it up. And they're like, okay. Power's like, what about Meowie? And Aki, like, pauses for a really long... The way he does, he has, like, a little bit of a pause where he's, like, digesting something, and then he's like, get that cat to the vet immediately!
And Meowie is just so chill.
He's chilling.
It's
absolutely chuffed.
His person's there. It smells like blood, but that's not unusual. It's fine.
It's fine.
I love Meowie.
Yeah.
I love
And then is this when we go to Denji waking up in the hospital to his hospital meal of 5 apple slices?
Yeah, we cut straight to the hospital.
Aki is so cute for cutting the apple slices into the little bunnies.
He cuts them into bunnies for him.
So cute about it.
Just a little like manga cut in. When we get to this like cut in the manga, he's like in the middle of peeling the whole apple and slicing it, but in the anime he's like mid turning the slices into bunnies.
It's so cute.
It is really cute.
Very cute.
But also, I think it's one of those things that he just does for himself all the time, so he's just used to cutting them like that.
Yeah.
You see, I can't get into it fully because there is some content that will come up later that will clarify this a little more, but I don't think this is something that he does for himself.
Okay.
I think that this is a habit that he has had, but this is not something that he has done for himself.
Okay.
But yeah, he's cutting up apples into apple slices into little bunnies, and he's like, "Yeah, we found your arm that exploded off, and it reattached with a blood transfusion. So I guess you are kind of like a devil."
That's regular.
That's cool. That's normal. I think Aki is. I almost feel like there's a tinge of jealousy there, just because, like, you know, Denji is. Well, you can't knock him over with a pail of water.
He's a sturdy boy.
He's a sturdy boy. I would not say by any means Aki is jealous of Denji having devil traits.
Okay.
Just because of his worldview.
Okay.
He really doesn't like devils at all.
Yeah.
Like at all. Like
not necessarily of his devilness, but like of that healing factor.
I guess.
Like, that might be me reading too much into that, like, 2 seconds, so.
I think that's an interpretation that one could have. I would not say that it is not a valid interpretation. I just personally think that based on the way he chooses to approach the world, I don't think that's a thought that would cross his mind specifically.
That's very fair.
Aki's like, Power tried to kill you, and Denji's like, no, she didn't. And he's like, why are you covering for her? Why are you, like, being nice to a devil again? And Denji's like, well, you were pretty nice with a devil back there. And Aki's like, Kon eats my flesh every time I have to summon her. She ate some of my skin this time. Like, he pulls up his sleeve and shows some bandages. But, like, we're not friends. This is a contract, and I lose something for it. I'm just using this devil, and we're not friends.
We are. He's taking the hugest bite of cereal imaginable and saying we are not making friends with devils.
We'll see where that cereal goes.
Listen, it might just go right into his gullet. Who knows?
That's Schrodinger cereal.
Yeah, but
we'll see.
Yeah. He like leaves. He's like Denji. He's like, okay, Denji, you are very clearly lying, but I'm going to let this lie pass if you can promise me that you will listen to me. And again, just another fucking like when I say jump, you say how high. You are a dog. Just take my fucking orders. Every single.
Denji, what he says in the anime is you are a child and an idiot. And what he says in the manga is, you are a child with no morals.
Yeah, like, I mean, he's not wrong. Who would have taught him?
He didn't have anybody.
You have got small hands. You cannot dribble. You cannot dunk. I'm sorry, but you cannot play the game of basketball.
He hasn't gone to school. He doesn't know what a philosophy is, let alone an ethics.
Or a manners. Aki withholds his apple slices until he promises to, like, do whatever he says to, make sure that nobody, one, finds out that he's covering for devils, and, like, two, is a proper devil hunter. So Denji gets his appy slices and is eating them and is talking the whole time with his mouth full. Yeah. And, before Aki leaves the room, he's like, and also learn some fucking manners. And Denji's like, I'll try. But, before we move on from that, I do want to say that there is a point, because Aki's like, okay, well, you're obviously covering for her and lying, but there weren't any fatalities. And then he, there's a little flashback where, obviously some of the people that were there, like the high school girl, the dad and his kid, and the guy that got thrown out of his car are all the high school girl's like, hey, this guy was really scary and he said he was going to eat me. But I realized that he was wearing a public safety uniform and I think he was trying to save me. And then the dad and his daughter were like, yeah, he told us to get out of there and, we're totally safe now and we owe it to him.
And the daughter wants to meet him.
And I'll get into that in a second. And then the guy that was thrown out of the car was like, this guy said he didn't want to save guys and then he threw me out of my car. And then he destroyed my car. But rereading the manga right after watching that episode, the dad and the daughter were not there in the manga, and the reason for that, the dad and the daughter were there in the flashback that, like, Aki is having here, but they were not there in the Bat Devil confrontation because that is the dad and the daughter from the rest station at the Muscle Devil confrontation that I mentioned in last episode. So what happens with the Muscle Devil confrontation is that he has to, like, Denji has to give the little girl his jacket and, like, gives her back to her dad. And so in the manga, like, Aki's flashing back and it's like this guy is like, a guy named Denji, like, lent my daughter his jacket, and we're really thankful to him because apparently he saved her from some devil. They tied up that loose end, but I'm just like, that's different. It's different.
It's different, but it's fine.
When Aki's talking to Denji, and Denji's like, you know, everybody is looking down on me for my dreams, and I get that, but, like, I'm as serious about this as the rest of you guys. So you can totally count on me. And he's in the middle of eating an apple slice, and, like, the camera, like, pans over to, like, show Aki getting up. But as Aki gets up, you see that Denji is shooting a finger gun with his hand that's not holding an apple slice.
It's very cute.
Yeah.
It's really cute.
Then we have another scene with a new friend.
Yes.
Due to me.
Our friend Himeno, my friend Himeno.
Yeah, Aki walks out, and Power and Himeno are there.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Himeno.
You'll find out.
One, she has eye patch. Two,
yeah, I mean, that's enough reason to like her already. There's a certain character type associated with girl with eye patch.
Yeah.
And it tends to be good.
We all love a bikin here.
Exactly.
A bike.
A bikin.
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 I thought you said, we all love a bike in here. And I was like, huh?
I do like a bike. I do like a bike, though.
I mean, yes, you do. I thought that was I can't say this word, so I need like absolution after I say it. I thought you were talking about I thought you were just calling her out of nowhere a bisexual dyke, and I was like,
yeah. Okay, first of all, absolution has been granted. Go forth, my child. Second of all, I thought you were interpreting it as me calling her like the as in the term like the town bicycle,
the fandom bicycle. Yeah.
Oh.
But no, neither of those. I was just calling her a bikin from Guilty Gear.
A bikin, the Guilty Gear character bikin.
Yes.
Who has an eye patch. She also has one arm, but Himeno has two arms.
For now.
For now.
Anyways, she calls Power a cutie fiend.
A cutie devil.
Yes.
In the manga, the way they translate that is Little Miss Devil.
Little Miss Devil.
Which is equally good, but I like cutie devil, like, a lot.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's really apt. Like, she is very cute. She is very much a devil. She's a little evil, but I think that's allowed.
She's cute with it.
She's cute with it.
Yeah, Power's in fucking handcuffs. Because they were literally going to go take her to the guillotine if Denji sold her out.
You know, just another Thursday.
Yeah, just another Chainsawman Tuesday. Somebody going to the fucking stocks.
Yep.
They let her go, and Himeno's like, "Are you sure about this? Like, if she goes and she doesn't say if, she says when Cutie Devil here goes and kills someone, it'll be on your head." And Aki's just like, "Well, they're devils. We're working with them. We're doing some fucked up shit anyways. Well, if we're not going to take advantage of her, what's the point?"
Yeah, like he says, like, well, we're not making friends with them. Like, we're using them because they're handy.
We're not making friends with them. We're using them because they're handy, and God, this Cap'n Crunch tastes delicious.
I'm eating so much cereal right now. It's so tasty. And then we cut to Aki going to Makima's office, and he takes the elevator up to the 6th floor, walks up to her door, goes to knock on it, and is like 3/4 of the way through the knock and like stops himself, and then goes and spends a full minute fixing his tie and hair.
He's cute.
He's such a
cute.
So yeah, Aki goes in and is like, "Hey, here's what the situation is," and Makima's like, "Well, like, is it a good idea? Because Power did very much pull a thing, and he's like, well, it's fine. We'll overlook it because there were no fatalities, right?
And she's like, well, okay. If you don't tell, I won't tell.
She's like, if you fucking say so. You've gotten kind of loose, I think.
Yeah.
Is that Denji's influence?
It is. I think it is.
Aki's like, no, I'm normal.
I'm normal.
He's so normal.
Makima's scary.
Yeah, this is kind of a scary moment for her. This is like the first really scary Makima moment that we've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up to this point, it's just been sexual creep Makima.
Yeah. Now it's genuinely like, oh well, you could all die. This is a lot to risk.
She's not wrong though.
She's not wrong.
Yeah. I'm just telling it like it is. Nothing creepy about that.
I do also love Aki just like quoting Denji's stupid ass sentences where he's just like talking to Makima and like staring at his report and he's like, and then Denji said that he went and murderized that bat devil and then and it's just very cute.
It is really cute.
Very cute. I do appreciate that Aki is actually getting more relaxed and like. Part of that is I sincerely believe, like, in terms of the Denji domestication project, you can't push too hard at once, and, like, Aki can't hold Denji to the same standard as he holds himself, because otherwise he would just tear out all his hair, go insane, and jump off a bridge.
I disagree, specifically because Aki gives Denji a big ultimatum. And Denji immediately fucking shapes up. Like, we go to the apartment, Aki wakes up at, like, slightly before sunrise.
At 7 a.m. on the dot. It's
makes his coffee and a little pour over.
The scene made me go fucking feral. I did not realize
really
I was going to fucking be like this about Aki. Like, I'm sorry,
it's
but...
a really sweet, quiet moment.
Yes.
Like, it's really good.
It's so cute. I want that.
Like, he gets up, he makes his little coffee... He does a little bit of laundry.
He hand grinds his beans with a crank thing. Like, he is...
Yes. Does a pour over.
Yes.
Like, it's a time-consuming thing. He does it right. He gets his coffee. He does his laundry. He ties his hair up. He doesn't gel his hair, which was a really big thing for the whole fandom. Everybody's like, oh shit, he doesn't gel his hair.
He just has thick hair. It stands up.
It just does that. He gets his coffee. Sits out on the balcony, drinks his coffee, reads his newspaper. Denji wakes up like a little bit later, and he's like, why the fuck is that guy up so early?
How old is Aki?
Aki's like 20-something, like early 20s, I believe.
He...
Emotionally.
I meant to go check the manga to get this exactly, but I think Aki's 19. Because he joined when he was 17. And this is a point that'll get brought up either next week or the week after, so in our next episode we'll discuss it. But he's like 19, 21 tops.
He's young. He's acting like a 40-year-old established man.
Yes. But yeah, Denji's like, oh, fuck, why is he up so early? But he's like quiet, and he respects Aki's space until they're both like, chilling, and Denji is eating...
His toast abomination.
Is eating his toast in the living room, and Aki's in the middle of prepping something, and Denji's like, what's for lunch? And Aki's like, curry. And Denji's like, fuck yeah. Yes. And then
it's power.
It's power. She punches the fucking doorknob off.
She doesn't punch it. She actually gets a blood weapon and smacks the doorknob off. Which she's banging on the door real hard for a really long time. And Denji and Aki are both. Well, Aki takes cover and Denji just squares up and stands in the middle of the hall. They're like, "Is it a devil? Yeah. What's happening?"
No, first when Power is just pounding on the door, Denji kind of crawls forward on all fours, like, "What? What?"
Well, he was under the kotatsu at that point.
Yeah, but also little dog moment.
Little dog moment. But yeah, she fucking slaps the doorknob clean off and is like, "This apartment fucking sucks. I'm here with my cat."
I'm here with my cat, and her fit is so cute. She's got the
I want
so
just
really high waisted with a lot of buttons shorts. I want those shorts so bad.
And then we just get a montage of Power being the world's worst fucking roommate.
We thought Denji was a bad roommate. Power doesn't flush the toilet.
Yeah, I'm not the type
Power
to flush. I'm not the type to bathe. Not that she there's hucking vegetables everywhere.
Yeah, she doesn't eat her vegetables. It's really funny because it's like, you already get the sense that, like, Denji is already sort of starting to respect Aki's space and, like,
I feel like
be polite to him, but they, like, immediately unite over Power showing up because, like, she doesn't flush the toilet, and Aki's like, flush it! And Denji's like, it stinks! And she's like, well, I don't take a bath, and Aki's like, take a fucking bath! And Denji's like, you stink!
She's smelly.
She's smelly.
She's
I actually...
husky.
Don't. I'm hammer throwing you like Bowser, like Mario does to Bowser.
I saw a post today that was like, Power probably smells like a wild animal, and it's like, yeah, she probably does, but she doesn't take a bath, and she was just a feral child rolling around in the moss.
I saw someone describe her as someone you could get a UTI from standing next to at the bus stop.
Yes, at least she seems to wipe her ass, though. At least she seems to wipe
she wipes her ass with a lot of toilet paper and never flushes the toilet.
At least she wipes it, though.
I guess.
She has that over a lot
You know what? Yeah, that's something. That's better than a lot of people in this world. I didn't wipe my butt. I just pooped and got up. But yeah, she also doesn't eat vegetables, probably on account of the whole blood thing. But like Aki has this nice little like curry lunch prepared for everyone, and she like picks her carrot out of it and throws it across the room, and Denji like super saves it, like volleyball dives to save the carrot. Aki's like, don't fucking throw your vegetables! And Denji's like, respect the poor farmers! In the manga, like, in the anime, she's like, these devious carrots, I hate them, and throws it. But in the manga, she's like, I hate carrots. Be gone!
Be gone.
Be gone!
Respect the farmers, though.
Respect the farmers. Denji eats her carrot. World's worst roommate. Denji is fucking scrubbing the toilet because her shit is stuck in there, and she comes up behind him and she's like, hey, you want to squeeze my tits now?
Oh fuck! You want to give us a honkaloo?
Yeah, and he like pivots immediately
in the bathroom.
Which
definitely stinks.
But he totally pivots. He's like, I have poops in my mouth, please. And she's like, yeah, you get 3 squeezes. I wasn't gonna do this, because when I said I was gonna let you do this, I was lying. But you get 1 for saving Meowie, and you get 2 for killing the Bat Devil, and you get 3 for protecting me from Aki and not turning me in. And that's where the episode cuts off. She sits down on the toilet and she's like, alright, give him a fucking hug. Yep. And he's like, oh my god, you're an angel. And then the episode ends, which I think personally is a really, 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 really funny place to end the episode.
It's a really good ending too.
The ending to this episode is fucking banger. Mm-hmm. I was talking about this with Emil when we were watching this because, like, John is one of his favorite Vocaloid artists, and he's really excited about this ending. Emil, my roommate and occasional production assistant, he's been very helpful.
Thank you, Emil.
Thank you, Emil. We love you, Emil. Friend of the show, Emil, who also provided both of our questions this week, which we'll get to in a minute. The ending is, like, entirely power-focused. But we were talking about, like, I love that they released 2, like, full... Because the Power Nendo and, like, the pick-me-up figure have both been out, and that's, like, really chibi. But they've released a couple figures in the past week or so. And Emil was like, yeah, they gotta crank out as many as they can because they have a very limited time to do that before people get really, really, really mad. For a reason that we know, but Willow doesn't know.
I'm very excited to find out.
It could be anything.
It could be anything.
Maybe she'll die.
She better not.
She'll die. She's gonna die. Next episode, she dies immediately.
Oh, okay.
The episode opens and she just explodes into... Denji grabs her boob and she just explodes into chunks. The end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she explodes into fucking TF2 Gibbs.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if it's like that, at least he gotta... grab in.
He couldn't even get a nut. Like, this ending is really power focused, and there's, like, while the credits are rolling, like, there's some animation of her, but there's a point where the credits are rolling and she's like minimized in the corner, like with all of these outfits and stuff. And I'm just like,
I love her outfits.
If anyone's out there and you customize Barbies, I know this is a thriving and virulent community. If you customize Barbie dolls, I need you to make me a Barbie that is power, so I can just change out all of the Barbie clothes onto her. Because she can, listen, look at me, she can do anything.
This is true.
She can be anything.
I have the techniques. I know the techniques.
You know the techniques?
I know the techniques.
You can do this
because
for me?
I can customize you a power
There is a
Barbie.
fucking
Thank
guy
you.
stumbling above my ceiling.
Oh, fuck yeah. I want a custom power Barbie really bad.
It's what you deserve.
It's what I deserve. So we're gonna do audience questions now. We're gonna do 2 of them, 1 per episode. So they're both from friend of the show, bestie of the show, beloved of the show, occasional producer, assistant of the show, Emil.
Thank you, Emil.
Thank you, Emil, at Phasms on Twitter. First asks...
a question for the Bat Devil (real) cast member. What qualms do you have with Mappa and Fujimoto's adaptation of you, and what tips do you have for them to improve next time?
Yep, so here we go. We're gonna fucking unload on the Bat Devil. So, I actually I wanted to preface this with something else, but we're short for time. So, yes, I am the Bat Devil real. If you could not know this about me, you know this now. I'm the Bat Devil real. I hate this. I hate him. I think he's the worst. I like that he's big and strong. I think he's so ugly and terrible.
He needs a much better ass.
When he gets reborn, because devils are reborn sometimes unless you kill them permanently, which is a method that we find out at some point how you kill them permanently. But because it's a fear, it'll come back. When he's reborn, you got to make him cute and sexy and non-binary. Have that non-binary swag and a little bit of a goth outfit, and just don't make him have a fucking prolapse proboscis, please. He's so terrible.
Yeah.
He's so terrible. I forgot about the proboscis until the episode, and I saw it, and I was like, this is the worst.
It's not very good. I don't like it.
I fucking hate it here. At least, my notes on him are... I guess he's a little cuter in the anime than he was in the manga. And then after I finished the episode, I went back and read that chapter in the manga. And I was like, no, he's actually a little cuter in the manga. They made him uglier in the anime. Which is really saying something because he's just fucking ugly. I hate
Nasty.
him.
I'm
Nasty.
so sorry. I'm so sorry they did this to you.
I hate him. I was so excited when I was first reading. I was like, Bat Devil! Oh. Oh. But I will actually jump off of this because I meant to preface with this, but I'll jump off with it. If you were a devil, question from me, if you were a devil, what devil would you be?
What devil would I be? I mean...
And what would it look like?
I mean, I feel like I would be the tiger devil. I feel like that's a necessity.
Yeah. That's a gimme. And what would it look like? And what would your special moves be?
You are asking me to come up with a lot on the spot. I have not eaten very much since about 11 this morning.
I got it.
Okay, you got it. You can start.
Decay devil, decaying deer skull.
Yeah.
Partial flesh.
Yeah, rot devil.
Rot devil, rotting flesh off my deer skull. Mushrooms all on my back.
Very sick.
Moss. Fungi.
Yeah.
Rank. Nasty.
And what is your move? What are your powers?
I touch you, you turn into mold and fungi, you die.
Let's go. Okay.
Yeah. Best I got is just basically like an anthropomorphic tiger, but it's on fire, like the Blake poem.
Yeah.
Burning right in the force of the night. And my special move is a tiger bomber, where I just hit you with the tiger bomber.
Yes. Very good. Okay.
Next question?
Then, yes, our next question is also from beloved Emil. His question is, what does Podcast think of Aki's I'm so normal morning routine moment?
I am deeply in love with him.
I love it so much.
I want that routine. I want that for me. I want to be an old man on the porch reading reading the newspaper, drinking coffee,
literally, like
smoking it.
Literally, like, since I watched that episode, like, I have a bad habit of, like, waking up. Like, I have my alarm set for 8 every day, which I think, like, helps me keep, like, a regular bedtime, but also, like, I don't have class until 10 or 11, depending on the day, so I've got a little bit of wiggle room, which leads to me just laying on my bed and looking at my phone for far too long, and then having to scramble at the end to get out the door on time.
Usually I wake up around 8 if I don't wake up with Willow's alarm, so I'll get up, I'll make some coffee, and, like, I don't do anything serious with my day, but, like, I'm up and on my computer and logging into my video games to do my fucking Final Fantasy dailies by, like, 8 o'clock.
I just don't...
Which is something. It's a routine. Yeah. You need something.
All this to say, Aki's morning routine is making me, like, want to, like, just actually get up and get out of bed in the mornings.
Yes. This is also, like, his little routine is not something that was included in the manga. This is just a little special anime-only treat.
It's like a little girl boss.
It's routine. A nice little... I'm sorry, you said a little girl boss moment?
Yeah, it's a little girl boss routine.
A lot of people on Twitter are like, I love that they gave us a full minute straight of Aki male wife material. I'm like, he's like 19.
Yeah.
This is not a male wife moment.
No.
He's not...
He is the most, like, unusually functional 19 to 25-year-old.
25 is a stretch. Like, 19 to 22, but it's like, he is not anyone's wife. He is just trying to fucking live and doing a great job so far for his age.
Yeah, like I've never met anyone in his age range that
who
does
has
that.
Who had it that together. Yeah. But yeah, I think Emil sent that question in because Emil watched this episode. Emil just moved a pour-over to his workplace, and he said that he was making a pour-over at the time that he was watching the episode, and Aki was also making a pour-over, and he was like, he's just like, me for real, for real.
When you have to take extra steps to make something, it tastes better.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's all of our questions. Our outro is going to be the bit that I was going to do every single episode, like that I was going to do every single episode as a segment, but I realized that we would not have content to do that for some episodes as a regular segment. So until we have our other regular segment, which will come next episode, we're doing this one. Everybody, right now, what is your favorite food that Denji ate on screen in these episodes? Rank it out of 10 and why. Go, Willow.
Blood.
Blood?
Yeah. Tasty.
Rank it out of 10.
8.
And why?
Tasty.
When did he eat blood? Whose blood was it?
He ate the bat's blood. I thought you meant ranking it not as a moment within the show, but as my own personal flavor ranking.
What? No, it's like, what do you personally think about this treat that Denji ate on screen in these last 2 episodes?
Personally,
out of 10, why?
Well, in that case, 3 out of 10 for the bat blood from the leg. Got a lot of hair in there for sure. Nasty, just bad quality blood all around.
Okay.
I would drink it though.
You drink it though?
Yeah, I would drink a bat's blood.
Okay. Sarah, do you have one?
Apple.
Apple snack?
Apple snack. It's like, it's fucking Twilight over here. There's apples and blood.
Out of 10, how would you rate the appy slices?
Specifically those appy slices, that's like a 9, honestly.
They're cut into little bunny shapes.
Yeah, like, the thing is, like, I'm a fan of apples. Like, an apple, like, is probably charting at about, like, on the grand scheme of food things, probably charting at about, like, a moderate 7, maybe, low 7, moderate 7. But when you when you make them little bunny appy slices, it's that just bumps it up a whole 2 points.
Definitely bumps it up to a 9.
If he had a little bit of honey or peanut butter with them, perfect.
For sure.
Perfect.
Mine is Denji eating his little freak toast again, and the fact that he eats it regularly. He actually calls it his super toast. He does use all 4 of the condiments that he used in the last episode. So marmalade, plum jam, and then like 2 other jams additionally on top of that. He calls it his Super Toast Power Steals Some. His personal enjoyment, I rank it 10 out of 10. I would not eat it personally, but I think it's a 10 out of 10 that he's still eating it, and he calls it his Super Toast.
He's a special little boy.
He's a special little boy. He needs a special toast. This has been Gay Friends Chainsaw Dog Sanctuary Podcast, Episode 2. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Support
your local union. Support your local union. You can find me on Twitter at Royal Batty.
You can find me at Willowthorn with the L's being number 1.
Willowthorn.
You can find me on Twitter at Sunhajenya. I don't really post there very much anymore, but it's fine. You can follow me if you want.
And thanks again to Matt GameCube and Noisepace XYZ
What's the last thing
for
that I
hosting
tweeted?
our beautiful podcast. And thank you to friend and beloved of the show, Carson at SealPaws, for our cover art.
Bye.
Bye.
See you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.